Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you're enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for grade 2. We are learning Unit 5. Its title is Modes of Transport. Today is lecture 7 under the title of Read and Think. We learn to locate time in a clock by hour hand, and we'll cover page number 42 and 43 of your book. In your previous class 1, in your mathematics, you have studied a complete unit about time. I hope you remember there were many things you learned in this unit. If you don't remember, you may watch the video again because today's lecture is linked with it. And the SLO today we'll cover is to locate specific simple information in a clock by the hour by looking at the position of hands of the clock. This is our today's SLO. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Surah Al-Asr, by the time man is in a state of loss indeed, except those who believed and did righteous deeds and advised each other to truth and advised each other to patience. Yes, my dear children, Allah is saying by the time. Allah is swearing upon the time, and this is showing the importance of time. This is what time is very important. It is priceless. You might have heard many things about time. Once it's gone, it cannot be back. The day which you spent yesterday cannot come back today. That's why it's our responsibility. It's our duty to make our every day a productive day, a benefited day. And how can we make it? When we don't waste time. So, to be careful, to be conscious of time, we should know how to look, by looking at the clock, how we can find the time. This is what we are going to learn today. So you tell me, when do you wake up in the morning? When do you wake up in the morning? Maybe 5 o'clock, because we have to offer our fajr. Or whatever time you wake up, you may mention. And when do you go to sleep at night? When do you go to sleep? Children of your age, maximum by 9. Do you go to sleep by 9? So, how do we find out this time? How do you say I wake up at 5 and I go to sleep by 9? For that, we need a clock. Okay? Everywhere, at our home, in our school, everywhere we find a clock. And by looking at the hands of the clocks, we find the time. The shortest hand of the clock is known as hour hand. It is hour hand. And this comparatively longer hand is known as minute hand. So how do they work and how the time changes in a clock we learn today. For that, I'm going to show you an activity. We'll do an activity together. Dear fellow teachers, along with this video lecture, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, print it, follow it as it is, or modify it for your convenience. The activity which we are going to do, I have mentioned there. If you think it can work for your children, you may follow it or you may modify it. You may do it in another way. So children, are you ready for the activity? I'm going to show you a clock, and the clock is with me. Here it is. Okay. Now, the way I told you, there are two hands. One is smaller and the one is longer. This longer hand is minutes hand, and this shorter hand is hour hand. Now, what I suggest you will focus on this shorter hand. Okay. This shorter hand, which is hour hand. How does it work? So look carefully and tell me what number this shorter hand is pointing. It's number 1. And what number this longer hand is pointing? It's 12. So it means when this longer hand is on 12 and the shorter hand is pointing a number, that is the time. It is showing 1 o'clock because this shorter hand is pointing to 1. So it's 1 o'clock. This hand is most important because the closer number we find, the closer this hand will be, that will be the time. Now keep watching what happens. When this minutes hand take a round on the face of the clock and comes back to 12, which number this shorter hand is pointing now? It's 2. So it's, what's the time now? It's 2 o'clock. Again this hand will keep moving because it does not stop for even a while. It will keep moving and it will come back to 12 again. Now see which number this hand is pointing. Number 3. So what time is now? It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock. All right. Once again. Move. Tick, 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 tick. This is how clock moves. Tick, 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 tick. What's the time now? It's 4 o'clock because this shorter hand is pointing to 4. And when this longer hand, minute hand reaches to 12, it's 4 o'clock. Again. Tick, 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 tick. What's the time now? It's 5 o'clock. Tick, 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 tick. Huh? Yes. Move. What's the time now? It's 6 o'clock. Again, this clock does not stop. Now, this shorter hand is pointing to 7 and this minute hand is pointing to 12. So, this hour hand is pointing to 7. It means it's 7 o'clock. Keep moving. And here it's 8 o'clock. Again, keep moving. And it's 9 o'clock. Yes, it will keep moving. It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. And, oh, where one hand has gone. Now, it is making 1. So, the hour hand is hiding behind it's 12 o'clock. Okay, and again the next round will start and it will keep moving. This is how time flows. Do you understand? Once again, it's 1 o'clock. Again, it will be 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Now you tell me, if this 12 is here and it's here, what's the time now? You will look at the hour hand, which number it is pointing to? It's pointing to 5. So it's 5 o'clock. Now, what's the time now? Again, you will look at the hour hand, it's pointing to 8. So it's 8 o'clock. Do you understand? This is how we locate time. By looking at the clock, we will see, we will observe where the hour hand is pointing, which number this hand is pointing, and when this minutes hand is on 12, this is the time, 8 o'clock or maybe 9 o'clock or so on. Are you clear with this concept and the message clock is giving to us? What is that? Time does not stop. Time does not wait for anyone. That's why keep working hard. Okay, my dear children, now do you understand how do we find time? So it's time to look at the book. Open your book on page number 42. All of you, open your book and let's see what does your book say about it. Under the title of Read and Think, My Daily Schedule. In 1 hour, the minute hand completes 1 round of the face of the clock. This is very simple because you have seen it now. When minute hand completes one round of the face of the clock, it means the 1 hour has gone and the hour hand moves to the next number. So here minute hand reaches at number 12 after completing its one round. When it completes its one round, again it reaches to 12, and look at this clock, what time it is telling us, because the minute hand is pointing to 12 and hour hand, the shorter one is hour hand. Which number it is pointing? Number 5. So it means it's 5 o'clock, right? Is it simple and easy? Very good. So now you will practice pointing time, page number 43 of your book. It's practice time. Write the time in the given space by looking at the small and big hand on the clock. So you will look at the clock, you will find out what's the time and you will write it here. Okay, so pause the video and do this activity. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Very good. So it's time for your homework. What you will do, write the waking up time of each member of your family. Okay, you will write the waking up time of your family member and you will show it to your teacher by tomorrow. I'm giving you a worksheet. Again, fellow teachers, this worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, links are given. You may click it, you may download it, print it, and kindly give a printed worksheet to my children. And students, what you are supposed to do? Draw the hands of the clock to show the time written below. Time is written here. You will draw the hands of the clock. So it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to do it for you. This smaller hand, the hour hand will point to 5 and minute hand will point to 12. So this is the time written here. In this way, you will complete this worksheet. I hope you will enjoy doing it. So what we have learned today, we learned about the hands of the clock, and we learned that when the minute hand completes one round of the face of the clock, our hand moves to the next number, right? So in this way, we achieved our today's SLO. That was to locate specific simple information in a clock by the hour by looking at the position of the hands of the clock. Are we done with it? Yes, good job. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep practicing. Take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.